Hey guys, I'm like a lot of creators in that I'm not always the best at describing my own work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip through it and let the wonderful folks at Awesome Comics Podcast describe it because they were kind enough to review it on their pod.
So this one is Cloudtown: Friends in Stormy Weather, which is by Daniel McCluskey, which is the sequel.
Beautiful looking book.
Beautiful book, really, mate. Yeah, sequel to the original Cloudtown. 116 pages, a 7 by 10 inch book. He sent us the loveliest email. I reviewed Cloudtown, the initial book, and really liked it. This is quite a few years ago, I'm going to say, maybe 4 years ago. And this is the follow-up to it. But I got to meet Daniel at SPX. It's actually free to read online if you go to Studio Beancan, so BEAN, studiobeancan.com. But he is also funding a Kickstarter for the printed version from the 1st of May. I signed up for this. It's going to be well worth it. Don't worry if you haven't read the first book. You don't have to. Completely standalone. It's just in this world, really.
Okay.
So it's a tale of the formative years of a girl called Naomi, set against a world that feels ordinary and everyday, with school bullies and stuff like that. But she's a schoolgirl. But it's set in the Cloudtown universe with giant mechs, augmented half-human, half-dolphin children, in a city that's tethered to the earth but floating above it. But it's also got that sense of personality and humour about it as well, and the absurd. It feels almost at once to be a little manga and a little indie. So it sits a little bit in our indie world, but sits a little bit in the manga world as well. I think that's, I can see, if I was going to say, right, who do I feel in the mix a bit? Scott Pilgrim, a bit of Astro Boy, quite a lot. I looked up a couple of the sort of school mangas, quite a little bit of that going on.
What hit me about some of this as I was reading it, I haven't finished the whole thing yet, is the certain auto-bio nature of it in a lot of ways, because like the narration of it, which is beautifully done, are like torn out bits of a
I was going to talk about that sort of stylistically.
Lined notepad, and it just feels really personal.
Yeah. So for those that haven't seen it, it's not completely a mix of styles, but he throws in, like you say, Vince, almost like little diary notes or things that are happening that look like they're torn out of a school notebook. But also, as you progress in it, there's little school records that appear about Naomi's done this at school today. She claims this, almost like the report that the teacher's written as well. Sort of a field trip or a bullying incident, stuff like that about her and this other girl. So Naomi's not had the easiest time in her school. She's been the targeting of bullying campaign, but also you sense that there's a little bit of the karmic justice going on because she herself has been a bit of a bully as well. And I loved that when he did that because it's so easy to unnuanced comics. Kids understand that there's all these sort of multifaceted characters and stuff. And you get a real sense of kids are being really cruel. They even made up a story about how when she's confronted by one of the big protectors, these giant protectors of their world, she's peed her pants. And which is at once kid funny, but at once tragic as well, and she says, no, this didn't happen, but they made T-shirts of it happening. And when she gets on the bus, all the kids are wearing these T-shirts. And the drama of the school, I think it's not quite high school drama. It's not quite, slasher horror. It's earlier than that. The kids, you get the sense the kids are sort of maybe 10, 11, something like that. But in this world, it's strange. So it's very much otherworldly. You get a sense that the clouds, there's a sentience to some of the clouds. She has a friend who's a cloud who gets stamped on by a couple of the bullies. But there's also these things called tiger squirrels, so these weird little squirrels that steal things. Scrappers, which are just the most bizarre cross between rats and snails. And they have a class trip. She becomes the centre of the bullying in this class trip, and they head off. It makes it sound very dramatic, but it's not. It's done with massive dollops of humour. There's a real energy that I would compare to someone like Daryl Thorpe's work as well. There's this strange energy, but it's done with a funny style as well. they go on this school trip to Care Corp, who are the protectors of the island, and they also build and run the big robots and mechs and stuff like that. And there's this eccentric doctor called Dr. White, who is straight from 80s manga and 80s anime. You know, manga does it so well, don't they? They have these, you know, scientists who are always shorter, squatter, you know, with weird hair and big goggles or something like that going on. There's this really strange effect in it. I don't know if you've come to this page yet, Vince, where it looks like there's been a hole torn in the notebook, and it's leading into what looks like a black hole. Have you seen that page yet?
It does a lot of wonderful things, not just with the page, but like collage. Like towards the end, there's just a mixture of styles, and there's some bits where, you know, it's like post-it notes have been stuck onto the page with sketches that are working around things, and just that little, it goes beyond just.
Yeah, don't think of it as like Dave McKean, Bill Sienkiewicz collage. There's almost like a necessity to, like you say, like the post-it notes and the school reports and the torn pages and stuff.
It's for it's in service of the story rather than service of any artistic ego.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Yeah, that's very true.
Like for instance, there's pages in this. I mean, one of the things that always made me smile was the behaviour sheets that come up.
Yeah,
they're almost like chapter breaks.
Yeah, they work really well like that. Yeah.
And you know, and there's I got to give props from a design perspective. There's a T-shirt design in this book, and there's a page that's selling that T-shirt. And it looks like it's been the advert's been done by someone doing it in Microsoft Paint. Do you know what I mean? You see the rest of the book, and it's so well put together. It looks like someone's done it for a school project, right?
Yeah.
I'm making an assumption there, but from the rest of the work, I know that it's an intentional, basic design. Does that make sense? You know what I mean?
He just throws stuff in there to. But it doesn't stop the energy of the story either for me.
No.
It's lovely like that. I mean, this is not the sort of comic that's aimed at me. This is not the sort of comic that I would go and buy normally. But we've seen enough comics over the, decades to be able to appreciate the craft. And I massively appreciate what he's doing here. There's
the colour tones,
to his art.
The colour tones completely want me.
There's black and white with a sort of purpley blue kind of wash to it almost.
Which remind me of Space Mullet, Daniel Warren Johnson.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But then it moves into sort of warmer, there's orange hues later on in the book, which is a nice sort of change, which I think.
Yeah. So he's really exploring this world. I think it's quite an achievement because it's a massive book.
Yeah.
So it's 116 pages. It's a good solid read. If you've got a daughter of a certain age, this is a great book.
Yeah.
It shows all the sort of facets of growing up, and it's not easy, and triumphing over stuff and having fun and being on an adventure. And there's it's almost like Space Hilda a little bit to me. There's a touch of that going on somewhere. So you can go to studiobeancan.com and read it. If you want to buy a copy, then please do go and sign up. I've signed up to the Kickstarter. If you look up Cloud Town Friends in Stormy Weather, you can find that on the Kickstarter, and that launches on the 1st of May, but it's already got a landing page you can go to. It's great stuff. Really just lovely, fun comics.
Yeah, go and check this out.